Welcome back to the Saints and Alumni Show here on WBCR 88.3 The Saint. I'm your host this week, Brandon Murphy, class of 2017, and Associate Director of Alumni Engagement here at Siena College. And I am joined by legends of the class of 2017, Allie, Christina Papadopoulos, and Tubo Akangbou, here talking about all things Siena, their Siena experience, life since Siena, and coming back for a reunion weekend. A reminder to everyone listening today here on 88.3 The Saint, subscribe to anywhere you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, and join the Siena College Alumni YouTube channel to check out the complete list of Saints and Alumni Show podcasts. Allie, Tubo, and Christina, thanks so much for joining us today.
No problem.
Thanks for having us.
It's crazy to think that it's been 5 years since we graduated Siena, and we're coming up on our 5-year reunion. Some of us, like me, a little bit balder on top, a little bit grayer on top as well. But that's also because it's been 9 years since we moved into Siena College. I think back to 2013, and I think the main song was Thrift Shop by Macklemore, and we were all thrift shopping like crazy, trying to see how many things we could fit into our freshman doubles, like a 10 by 10, and just all so excited to attend Siena College. But I want to rewind the tapes just a little bit and take the audience back to senior year of high school and that kind of college decision-making process and why we ended up at Siena and what that driving force was to get us here to Siena. Allie, can you take the audience kind of back down memory lane and walk us through what that decision process was like for you and your family?
Yes. So I am one of 12 cousins, and 5 of us went to Siena. So my oldest cousin is 12 years older, and she went to Siena. So I've known about Siena since 2002. She was on the soccer team. I was obsessed. It was the only school I knew about. It was the only school I wanted to go to. Fast forward to senior year, it was the only school I didn't want to apply to because I was so sick of hearing about it. I was like, I'm not going to Siena. There's no way. They were doing the free application. So keep that up in admissions because that got me to apply. My parents were like, it's for free. You have to do it. So I did send in an application. I didn't look at schools till I got in. So Siena was the 4th school I was looking at. I planned to look at another school the next day. I didn't think much of it. I didn't even think I was going to like it. It was more of a formality for my parents at that point. But the second I stepped on the campus, I got that, warm and fuzzy feeling. I just fell in love with it right away. I remember saying to my dad, I want to go here. I don't want to look at the school the next day. And the funniest part about that is it was actually during Siena's spring break. So there weren't even people on campus, but I still loved it so much. I think it was the staff. One of the students was there giving me a tour. I guess they stayed for the break. It just overall was great. I just pictured myself there, and I fell in love with it immediately.
Tuba, did you have that same experience when you were applying for colleges? Did you know that it was going to be Siena? Were you on the fence between Siena and a different school? What was that hook that got you here to campus?
Yeah, I was all over the place. Christina and I both grew up in the area. I went to Blue Creek Elementary School. I went to Shaker Middle School, Shaker High School. I had been stuck in Albany my whole entire life. So I know a lot of kids kind of dream of venturing away from their parents. And I kind of had that same mindset as well. So when the college application process went on, my parents wanted me to apply to Siena. I'm a first generation immigrant, so they wanted me to stay close to home. But again, I kind of wanted to get away from that parental oversight. So I ended up doing a day on campus with Siena and some of the other kids that were looking into Siena as well. And it's funny, if you look at, I can't remember the Instagram handle, but we did this day on Siena, like I said, and we went around to different spots at Siena taking pictures of different monuments and posting a hashtag soon to be a saint or something like that. And there's this Instagram handle. This is our senior year of high school. And I think it was sophomore year of college, we went back, found this handle, and you can see at least 20 of us that were there senior year and just actually still went to Siena. It was amazing. So after this experience, kind of talked to my parents, okay, I can sort of see where you're coming from with going to Siena, but I need you to meet me halfway with this freedom thing. So if you let me stay on campus, you got yourself a deal. And shook on it, signed the contract, and 9 years later, I graduated from Siena College.
Tubo, I think what I'm going to have to do is print out all those Instagram photos and put them up around campus for a union weekend and see all of those hashtags that you did at 17, 18 years old, and let all the 35,000 alumni take a look at all those photos.
Oh, I'm sure they're great.
And Christina, I'm always convinced that I've actually known you longer than you've known Tubo. You think otherwise because you have this legacy family connection at Siena. What was that process like for you to come to Siena and the hook that got you here?
Yeah, so I feel like I have a pretty unique experience compared to other people because my dad is actually Siena alumni. So he was class of 82, 83, something like that. And he was actually head of public safety at the time when I was applying. So if I went to Siena, then I would see my dad every day. My mom was actually also the nurse at Siena. And then my sister was going to be a senior at Siena. So I kind of had to like fulfill this legacy that all my whole family going to Siena or being at Siena at the same time. But I was actually between a couple schools. I was looking at Union and Providence, but I don't know, my heart just was at Siena. I wanted to go there, kind of go where my dad went, my sister went. So it was just destined to be, I think. But I love Siena. It was a great experience and I do not regret going at all. It's the best decision.
And Siena is so unique that we go to school so late our freshman year. I remember saying goodbye to all of my friends that would go to state schools or go to schools out of state, and they're leaving mid-August. And I'm there by myself, well, with my twin for 3 weeks, just itching to get to campus and to have that full Siena experience. For you, Allie, did you go into Siena with a random roommate? Did you meet a roommate online? What do you remember about that process, moving into freshman year, having the same orientation weekend? What was that first week or two like for you on campus?
So I distinctly remember the first day pulling up with all of the, it was like Saints, it was ambassadors, all wearing their yellow or green shirts, cheering in like a line as you pulled up. And it was just the most fun experience because that day you're just so nervous. Like you're excited, but you're nervous. You're leaving home. For me, I was almost 4 hours away from home. So I was very nervous going into it. I did meet my roommate through my cousin, actually. They went to high school together. But I do remember, I don't know if they even do this today. I'm sure they do. But the Facebook group, everyone, it was almost like today's dating apps. Like everyone was going through the Facebook group, like, who wants to live with me? And it was bizarre. Like if I look back at my Facebook right now, there's probably people I'm friends with today who messaged me like, do you have a roommate? And like no one knew each other. It's kind of bizarre. But I lived in Plasman. I did love it there. Classy. I met Tubo. I met you Heinz people shortly after. So yeah, that first week was it was interesting. What was really cool about it though was the fact that we got to move onto campus before everyone else did. So a lot of my friends had their orientations in the middle of summer. And I remember kind of almost feeling left out. Like, I want to go to my school. Like, why aren't they having this till the beginning of the year? But it was nice because once we were there for orientation, that was it. We were moved in and we were by ourselves for a week. So I just found that to be a lot less stressful and brought us all really close together. You got to walk to your classes beforehand, not get so overwhelmed by everyone else being there. So that's what I take away from that week.
And Tuba, what about you? Did you go in unassigned? Did you go in knowing all the classes that you wanted to take? Who was your roommate? What was that journey like for you in September?
Yeah, I mean, I'll never forget freshman moving day. I went random, and you guys all of you guys know my roommate Mandy. Mandy and I tried to have a couple conversations over the summer, and by Mandy and I mean myself. Did not get any response from this guy, so I had no idea what to expect going in. And when we get there, like before Saga did a number on me, like Saga meals, for the duration of the college experience, I was a tiny freshman in college compared to my 6'4" to, let's say, 220-pound roommate. So when I first met Mandy, I just remember thinking like, oh my God, this guy's a giant specimen. He's gonna bully me the whole entire time. This guy ended up being a teddy bear, as you guys all know. Like, literally one of the nicest people I ever met in my life. And fast forward 4 years, we're one of the few people that actually stayed together, rooming together all 4 years. But I did not think that was gonna happen on that first day. And then the rest of freshman year, like Allie said, like met her and echo what she said about like the fact that we're able to be on campus by ourselves that first few days to just really try to network and just meet a lot of people and just get that sense of Siena like community, like actually like I'm supposed to be here and I can make a lot of friends. This is going to be the education of a lifetime, all that jazz. And do not regret it at all. Love every experience.
And what about you, Christina? You know, you had that sense of the Siena family and the community visiting so often with your sister and your family having these ties here. Where was that adjustment like for you in those first few weeks as a Saint?
So I'd been to Siena a lot since my sister went there. My dad and mom worked there too. But I mean, it was fun, like living on campus and stuff. It was different. But like I packed my car the morning of, and then we like had a 10-minute drive to Siena, so it wasn't like this big ordeal. But I actually, funny that Allie mentioned the Facebook page, that's how I met my freshman year roommate, Melissa. Shout out to Melissa. We still talk to this day, but it was just, yeah, it was like, who's gonna be my roommate? What do we have like interest-wise the same? So it was really funny, like how people just choose who they're gonna live with for the first year of college. But it was a good adjustment. I mean, you have a really good support system at Siena. You have your Saint for orientation, and you can lean on them for like the first year of being at Siena. So it was really good to have like a good person to reach out to if you have any like homesickness or anything like that. I had my sister there too, so that was nice. But I mean, Siena, I met you. To this day, that's the first day I met you. You don't believe me, but you think I met you before that. But
I need to check the records.
I remember distinctly going to your room, and you had like a big box of Scooby snacks with Andy, your brother. So it was just so funny. Like we met, that was like, I'm still best friends with you. So just funny that you meet some of your best friends on the first day of freshman year.
And we are tied to radio today, so we've got about 2 minutes left until we got to cut to a commercial break. I know there's so many Siena experiences that we all have, but briefly for Allie, Tubo, and Christina, if there's one quick memory that sticks with you today that you want to share with the audience, what's that favorite Siena memory? Was it basketball game, Mr. Siena? What was the most memorable time you had here at Siena, Allie?
Basketball. I loved the basketball games. In addition to also like living in the townhouses, that was my absolute favorite part of all of Siena. Like every year just kept getting better and better, and living in the townhouses. I describe it to people who, you know, my home friends who didn't go to Siena or never even visited, as just a village of everyone your age and all of your friends. So that the townhouses are my favorite part, but also the basketball games were awesome. They were just so much fun.
And Tubo, I know living with me was your favorite part of college, but you know, 30 to 45 seconds, what were some of the most favorable memories that you've had?
Nothing can top living with you, but second is Mr. Siena. So I actually performed at Mr. Siena my junior year, but then I was a coach here my senior year. And I think I enjoyed being a coach here my senior year a little bit more because I got the opportunity to help 8 guys put on a great show to help raise money for Habitat for Humanity. And I was lucky enough to be a part of Kenny Alexander's performance. And till this day, I still find myself singing the song that he rapped for his final performance. It was absolutely phenomenal.
And Christina, 30 to 45 seconds with you as well, your favorite Siena memory that you have as a Saint.
I mean, I totally agree with Allie, with the townhouses, living with your best friends all around you. And then Tubo, I did Mr. Siena, I think the same senior year with Anto. Got to wear like this beautiful blue dress. That was like a great experience. We had like this funny dance that we did. Yeah. And then I loved going to like Lark Fest and Chowder Fest with all of our friends when we were like of age to go. It was just such a good time to like get off campus, but with your friends. And it was a good experience. I always loved going to those, so.
Well, we have a lot to unpack in segment 2 about their life after Siena, their journey, and why they're coming back for a Union weekend. Stay with us right here on 88.3 The Saint. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Saints and Alumni Show here on WBCR 88.3 The Saint. I'm your host this week, Brandon Murphy, class of 2017, and Associate Director of Alumni Engagement here at Siena College, joined by Allie Hands, Tubo Akangbou, and Christina Papadopoulos, talking about their Siena experience, why they're coming back to Siena, and life since they've graduated. Hard to believe, 5 years ago. And 5 years ago, we had, which is really my favorite event in the Alumni Engagement Office, it's the Champagne Toast. The Champagne Toast is a long-standing tradition here at the college that is a bridge the gap from student to alumni event, where the alumni team and the development team gets to connect with all the seniors, and they get to hear about what is next on their journey after Siena. Some go to grad schools, some get employment, some stay locally. It's a lot of variety that we have here with our alumni. And I kind of want to have the audience learn a little bit about your journey since you guys graduated from Siena. Was it grad school? Was it employment? Did you move out of the area? Allie, can you kind of go first and just take us through 2017, you graduated. What was those next few steps for you?
Of course. So I was a psychology major at Siena. I was always really interested in working with kids. I did do the ACE program at Siena too, which helped me to, you know, kind of figure out that I wanted to be a teacher one day. So during my senior year, amongst all the craziness that's going on that year, I was applying to grad schools on Long Island, where I'm from. I did decide to go to Toro, which was a school that was local to me. There was a campus on Long Island. So I went there, got my master's degree in childhood, general, and special education. And that was a 2-year program. And then that summer, I got hired as a special ed teacher. So 3 years later, I'm still doing that, and I love it. And definitely could thank Siena for preparing me for school. I went right into grad school, which, you know, really helped, kind of just kept the work going.
Allie, are you still on Long Island? What age group are you working with on a daily basis? And what are some of your favorite parts about that job that you do?
So I am still on Long Island. I'm from Babylon and I now live in Bayshore. So I'm teaching kind of in Middle Island. So not the North Shore, not the South Shore, but right in the middle. So not too far from where I live. I do work with severely autistic students. So I work for a BOCES school. Basically what that means is we have students that their needs can't be met within the district. So the school, it's still a public school, but the school district just pays for these students to go to my school. So I'm an ABA teacher there. Basically that's just a fancy way of saying we use therapy, data-driven instruction to teach these students. So I kind of teach life skills, while still doing academics. It's all individualized learning. It's really rewarding. I like it a lot. I have 6 students, kindergarten, first and second grade in my class, 2 of each grade. They're adorable. They're so much fun to work with. And yeah, I love it so much.
And Tubo, I remember moving out, saying goodbye to you. It was very difficult. What was your journey after 2017 when you graduated? Did you stay around here? Did you move away? And where are you? And what are you doing now?
So I was an accounting major during my 4 years at Siena. So I pursued a master's degree in the 5th year. I lived off campus that 5th year in the Colony East Apartments, not too far down the road from Siena. Got my master's in accounting degree. And then after that, I decided that I'd spend most of my childhood and the beginning of my adult life in Albany, and I wanted to kind of try a new city. So as of the last 4 years, I have been in Boston, Massachusetts, working for, at first, PwC, and now I'm currently at Deloitte as of October, both being Big Four accounting firms. PwC, I did auditing there, and now I'm in mergers and acquisitions consulting for Deloitte.
And Christina, what about you? Did you stay locally? Did you move away? Did you go right into the degree that you studied? What was your journey over the last 5 years?
Well, I'm still local. I graduated from Siena with a math and actuarial science degree. So out of college, actually an internship senior year at an insurance company. So I ended up getting a job as an analyst at that same insurance company for a year. But I realized that being at a job where like you're looking at spreadsheets all day at a desk wasn't for me. So I decided that I wanted to be a teacher, which I did want to be since I was little. I kind of like changed my mind in college to be an analyst, but I went and got my master's. It took me like a year and a half. I did a accelerated 2-year program. So got my master's, and then I've been teaching ever since. I'm now at Shenandoah High School, which is like my dream job. I'm teaching 10th grade geometry, which they hate, but I love. So it's great. And I love what I'm doing now. So.
You went to the rival high school?
I did. I went to Shaker, which was the rival of Shenandoah. And now I get to go to football games and cheer on the team that usually wins. So.
Wow. And she's being mean to Shaker. Are you a Shaker alum?
I am, but Shen is better at sports.
Wow. I can't believe what I'm hearing right now.
Christina is not
sorry to all the Shaker people out there.
We're gonna have to edit that part out. You know, we have to have a very Franciscan podcast today. And speaking about, teaching inside the classroom, outside the classroom, Siena is really big on the education for a lifetime. Having experiences and a skill set inside the classroom and having experiences and gaining skill sets outside of the classroom. And everyone touched upon different careers that you guys are involved in right now. is there any skill set or any experiences, anything that you've taken with you since your time at Siena that you still use in your job and in your life on a day-to-day basis, Allie?
Yes. So at Siena, there was so much to be involved in outside of your major and outside of, friends and the normal stuff that goes on in college. So I actually joined Ambassadors my sophomore year. So through Ambassadors, I was kind of forced to give massive tours during open house to little intimate tours to one family. And I absolutely loved that experience. I would be at the townhouses my senior year, and a new freshman would walk by and be like, "Oh, you're the reason I came here." And that was just awesome to hear. I didn't think I made that big of an impact, but a lot of people would come up to me afterwards. So that experience was totally out of my comfort zone. So through that, I kind of was able to take that into my classroom now, because it's the same type of thing. You're standing in front of people. It could be uncomfortable sometimes. Maybe your administrator throws something at you that you don't want to do, but you kind of have to be in the moment. I feel like through Ambassadors and through, my extracurricular activities at Siena, that really helped me for the real world, so to speak.
And Tubo, what about you? You've taken the business side of things into your career. What did you gain most in your time at Siena?
Yeah, so similar with Allie, there's a lot of activities on campus that you can join, I was actually part of the business frat Delta Sigma Pi, or intramural sports, or ambassadors, like Allie mentioned. All these things just seem like fun at the time while you're at Siena, but you're actually picking up a lot of people skills. Like, a lot of people don't know this about me, but I was pretty shy in high school. But like, when I got to college, like, being involved in all these different like activities basically I hatched, and I was able to get some like better people skills, which now that I'm in the real world, that just turns to networking. Like, you're able to go into events, meet people much older than you, have experience in their careers, and just kind of talk about their experiences, what they want in their careers, and just kind of build that relationship to help you become more successful in the business world.
And what about you, Christina? Some of the skill sets and values that you still carry with you on a day-to-day basis?
So I think the Franciscan values are really instilled in you at Siena. So I think service is a big one for me. No matter if I just like helping people. So if I have a student who needs my help, I'll stay after school with them, like on my own time, and help them. Or if like a friend needs me to do something, I don't know. I think service and helping others is a really important thing I learned at Siena. I also was involved in SEB, which is a student events board. So I just loved getting involved like at each school that I've been at. With prom and clubs and different things that the kids want to do that they need a teacher to do with them. So I think Siena kind of taught me that.
And again, you're listening to 88.3 The Saint. It is the Saints and Alumni Show. It is Friday, May 27th. We are officially 1 week away from a union weekend, 1 week away from celebrating 5 years since we have graduated from Siena College. And we're about to dive into our last segment of the show, and that is reunion weekend. It's jam-packed with events from golf to dancing to dinners to senior class gift dedication. It's a weekend from Friday, June 3rd through Sunday, June 5th. And all everybody from the classes of 2s and 7s and all the years at Siena can come back and reconnect with alumni, make new memories, and see what is new on campus. Allie, when I saw your name come through the email list that you signed up for a union weekend, I was so excited. Same thing for you, Tubo. Same thing for you, Christina. But I know the audience is itching to know why you're coming back to Siena and what you're looking forward to about the weekend. Allie, why did you sign up for the weekend?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's like a no-brainer. Of course I want to go back to Siena. It's no joke when people say college is like some of the best years of your life, maybe ever. I think I peaked in college, so of course I want to go back. Kidding, kind of, not really, but yeah, I loved college. Those were all some of my best friends in the world. And, just to reference back to the townhouses, you go from living with all of your friends in this tight-knit community to just moving back home or moving maybe somewhere else. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe that part of my life is over. So anytime there's, something going on where you have a chance to see your friends and kind of get a taste of that part of your life again, I mean, you have to jump right on that opportunity. So that, I'm very excited to see people. I'm excited to, go back to campus. I know they've added a lot of new things since we have graduated. So that's always, nice to see. all the new additions. I know they redid the gym, other little things like that. So all around, just excited for it.
And Tubo, I know you're excited for the official dance battle between you, Andy, and myself in the two-step Sierra song. It's going to be legendary. But besides that, yeah, we'll be dancing on tables. What else are you looking forward to about the weekend?
To echo what Allie was saying, like, as we graduated, everyone went on to do their own thing. Some people are in California, some people maybe in other countries. Like, everyone's just all over the place, and it's hard to like get time to see all these people that you've spent some of the best years of your life at. So the fact that there is this one event 5 years on for us to all kind of get back together and just like see everyone, see how everyone's doing, catch up. Some people are engaged, some people are married, like some people are having babies. Like, it's amazing to just kind of see how everyone has grown. And that's what I'm looking forward to the most. Just like all the people that I like loved and still love, like I want to just kind of have that time to have a conversation, dinner, dancing. Again, I have been practicing, so
I'm ready.
But yeah, I'm just ready to enjoy time with my people.
Christina, there's a lot of pressure on you. There's about 90 seconds left in the show.
Okay.
We need you to close it out.
Oh,
what are you looking forward to most about reunion weekend?
I'm just so excited to see everyone that we graduated with. I think they made I have the best memories from spending time with them. I can't wait to catch up with them. I do see some of you like every weekend, but the ones that I don't see, I'm really like, I can't wait to have a conversation, see what they've been up to, and just have a great time with the people that made the 4 years the best years of our lives. So,
well, I want to thank Allie, Tubo, and Christina for signing up for reunion weekend, attending all of the events that we have, from the family picnic to golf to dancing to dinners to mass, and to coming onto the show and sharing your Siena story and your experience. I cannot wait to see all of you next Friday for reunion weekend. And for everybody listening, stay with us in the next 2 weeks for the next episode of the Saints and Alumni Show here on WVCR 88.3 The Saint.
Thanks so much.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks, everybody.
thank you.
Bye.